I'm pretty sure you know who Batman is. If you didn't, and you clicked on this video, I am genuinely impressed and would like to know what kind of pop culture hole you dug yourself, because I would like to go hide in it for the foreseeable future. I am also under the assumption that if you clicked on a video about Lego Batman, then you are vaguely aware of the existence of the Lego Batman movie. To recap for viewers who are unaware, the Lego Batman movie was a film from 2017 featuring the Lego Batman you might be familiar with from the Lego movie franchise. He's the best kind of parody character through and through, and the movie reflected that, coming out to widespread acknowledgement and acclaim. Casual Batman enjoyers will see this film, maybe like it, and not go too much further into it. I am not a casual Batman enjoyer, and when I saw Lego Batman, I knew. I knew that one day I would be making this video, because DC did not just make a single Lego film. No, it made 10 Lego DC films. And nobody talks about it. And in the name of my child self, obsessively rewatching these movies over and over and over again, I need you to know about them. So, hey everyone, I'm Ghost, your host with the most, and today let's talk about Lego Batman Family Matters. Family Matters is a Lego Batman adaptation of the Jason Todd comic storyline. If you know anything about Jason Todd, then you know his story isn't exactly family-friendly. In the original Batman timeline, Jason was the second Robin after Dick Grayson, who is probably the most easily recognizable Batman sidekick. In his fun Robin adventure, he got beaten to death, exploded, resurrected, recruited by a murder cult, went crazy, attempted several counts of child murder, succeeded in several counts of regular murder, and just sort of generally got drop-kicked down a hill until he eventually settled as the anti-hero the Red Hood. Adaptations of it are brutal, angsty, and oftentimes graphic. Naturally, the Lego writers took this as a challenge. The movie opens on Bruce Wayne. Batman, he wishes. Bruce Wayne hates Bruce Wayne. He tries to escape Bruce Wayne so often that Alfred has installed child locks in the limousine so he cannot gallivant away from his multi-billion-dollar business empire. Which, fair. Bruce Wayne hates businessing. He hates it with a passion. He hates it so much that he sings a whole original song about how much he hates it. This is the only song in the movie. It's not a musical. He just hates being a mega-rich CEO that much. Oh boy, I wish there was someone who could solve that problem for you. Someone go get Tim out of the playpen. He deserves to be in this movie. So Bruce Wayne, world's greatest detective, the Dark Knight, the ever-vigilant vigilante, walks into a board meeting, takes one look at the glowing red, dubiously sentient AI called Brother Eye, and immediately decides that he trusts it to have full control of his company. Then when that fails to immediately make him stop needing to do his job in the time it takes for him to walk from the boardroom to the front door of his office, he decides that he can't get child-locked in the limousine to work anymore if he doesn't have to go to work. And so he tells Alfred to put Wayne Enterprises up for sale. Now, with all his time focused on crime fighting, he cannot possibly be beat. 2 seconds later, returning to the Batcave, he discovers an ominous note on his Batcomputer. Actually, as it turns out, all of his team have received similarly ominous notes. Batgirl, Nightwing, and Batwoman, and also technically Robin, who broke in here out of spite, all get ominously called into an ominously abandoned warehouse for the Red Hood to ominously loom about knowing their secret identities. Batman, with his historically fabulous timing, also reveals he has sold the company, which does not help their situation.
What? Tell me that doesn't affect the trust funds you've set up, right? Right?
Get that bag, Nightwing. Everyone is freaking out. How could their identities have been leaked? Who could this dastardly...
Jason. He's not Jason, Bruce.
It's Jason. But nobody has figured that out yet, so he says he set bombs all over the city, and they have to go and stop them before he explodes all of Gotham. Batwoman up first immediately beats up Bane and disables his bomb, like the girl boss that she truly is. Deserved! Iconic! Jason immediately kidnaps her. Meanwhile, Batgirl is walking into a hall of mirrors, the worst possible place to be a superhero in ever. Like, seriously, have you ever had this work out for you, Batgirl? Why are they always in the mirrors? I am immediately proved right when her evil fear clone informs her that Nightwing will never text her back in a timely manner, which suitably horrifies her.
I bet he texts Starfire back right away.
It turns out Scarecrow is using fear gas on her, but this is a family-friendly cartoon, so instead of the horrors, she gets being left on red by Nightwing. She gets... I love this movie. She tries to stop the bomb from going off, and at the last second manages to fling it too far into the air to harm people, where it explodes in a shower of confetti? Congratulations, she just got kidnapped. Next up, Robin and Nightwing. Are they gonna get kidnapped? You bet they're gonna get kidnapped. They get so kidnapped. 2-for-1. After Batman's battle, he returns to the Batcave, finding his super-duper kidnapped family hanging upside down from the ceiling. Red Hood saunters in like he owns the place and dramatically reveals his identity for everyone to see. You see, Batman, Jason Todd is a gamer, and society rejects gamers. Even his own father rejected him and locked away his PS4. So he ran away, established a criminal empire, and returned for confetti-flavored vengeance. Which, he funded this on Bruce's money, right? Like, there is no way this man has a job. Penguin talked about buying a private island back there, and that's a lot of... We aren't mentioning that? Okay. Also, just gotta say, Damian was weirdly cool to just assume he had a dead brother this whole time.
The second Robin? I thought you were dead.
You said I was dead?
Jason does some more monologuing about how cool and abandoned he is, and Batman reveals that he's been stalking him via satellite to make sure he was safe this whole time. Which, like, man, I kinda agree with Jason. Was this months? Years? There's been 2 Robins since Jason. You could have called, Batman. Letting a child loose and then just stalking him to make sure he's okay is not functional parenting. Also, this movie said he lost track of him at some point and did nothing? Someone helped Gamer Jason. This boy is not okay. But apparently this works, because Jason is super touched by the fact that he dedicated a whole satellite to stalking him. Because it's Batman, and they're all kind of a little bit lovingly crazy, so he decides that, yeah, okay, he could maybe rejoin the family a little bit. So that's it, right? Nope, there's an AI taking over the world now. Keep up. Two-Face, who Batman fought earlier and I entirely skipped over, has bought Wayne Enterprises, taken hold of that Brother Eye robot from earlier, and is now holding Gotham hostage if he can't see Batman and Bruce Wayne at the same time, but because of some more backstory stuff that I skipped during Jason's whole thing. Essentially, he wants the 2 people he hates most in the same place. Batman is really, really good at making enemies, apparently. So everyone but Jason rolls out because Jason is immediately grounded for massive waste of vigilante resources. The rest of the Bats set out to fight the robot army, and Batman goes after Two-Face. Batman manages to sneak into his own building and argues with himself into having character development behind a pole, which is so cathartic for Two-Face to watch that he lets him right into the penthouse. He sets up a cardboard cutout of Bruce Wayne for good measure, which he carries around for just such an emergency. Which... amazing. I want an emergency cardboard cutout of myself. Can we get on making me a cardboard cutout? Thank you. He decides to go in dressed as Bruce Wayne to attempt to reason with Two-Face. Jason, knowing this plan is incredibly stupid, promptly ungrounds himself, goes in dressed as Batman, and then Bruce gets thrown out a window while Jason runs off to go stop the AI. Jason uses his gamer knowledge to finish the boss, finally beating Bat Metroid and freeing himself of his gaming shackles. This stops the robot, but now that satellite Bruce was using to track Jason is falling out of the sky, and the nuclear reactor that Bruce put under his own office is now going to explode because the AI turned on the backup power. It turns out that the AI is doing this because Bruce hurt its feelings by calling it a stupid robot during his temper tantrum at the beginning of this movie. He apologizes, and then apologizes to Jason, realizing that it is probably unhealthy to remove everything in his life except for cosplay and martial arts. Touched, the AI doesn't nuke the whole city, and the rest of the bats go full Voltron and blow up the satellite. With the robot army deactivated, Two-Face in jail, and daddy issues officially conquered, the movie comes to a happy end. In all seriousness, I actually enjoyed this movie. It's silly. It's really stupid. Jason Todd is terrible at Metroid. What more can you ask for from a children's movie? Iconic. I think a lot of that can be credited to the fact that the LEGO writers are just great in general. There's a silly flair to these movies you can't help but have fun with. It doesn't take itself seriously and has a certain brand of straight-up goofy, dumb fun humor that makes for a great light watch. It's the sort of movie that a kid puts on while you're doing other things, and you eventually get so distracted by it that it's been like an hour and you haven't finished the dishes yet. It's just so weirdly entertaining. The animation is pretty much what you'd expect. Not bad, not like the Lego Batman movie fantastic. The original Lego movies made it so they could pretty much only do what Lego could, and the effect in those movies make it look amazing. These movies are not big screen budget, so things like the bay having realistic water physics can get distracting at times. But because of the Lego writers, they sneak in as many Lego-based visual gags as they can get away with, and I think that is fabulous. Overall, I think it works. It's everything it needs to be, and the Lego gags are funny, which helps. There's been a definite evolution in the animation of these films over the years since 2013 when the first one came out. By the way, if you want me to cover any of the others, leave a comment. This video was originally supposed to cover both this one and Gotham City Breakout, but the script got really messy, so I decided to just focus on one. Maybe I'll get around to it at some point. I do love a good random insane Batman movie, and that is absolutely these films. As always, Lego Batman is the star of the show. His characterization through all of the Lego properties just nails it. He's the kind of guy to commandeer a civilian vehicle to stop a bomb because he left the Batmobile at home, but then go to the grocery store first to do the guy's errands. It's amazing, and I love every second of it. Robin, I feel like, leans somewhere between Dick Grayson's original Robin and the Teen Titans depiction of him. Or, for anyone who hasn't seen all of that media, essentially he's a generally well-meaning workaholic. But he's meant to be Damien, whose canon personality tends to be a bit more, "I will eviscerate you where you stand!" and "Perhaps you getting stabbed by me was your fault for being so pathetic." You know, a stabby, demon-spawn brat. I find a lot of Batman media uses Damien as an excuse to mix and match their favorite Robin bits. Of all the attempts, I think this one is pretty successful. I'm a sucker for Teen Titans Robin, but I wish we got more representations of canon Damien, if just for the comedy potential. But hey, all of these characters have gotten reimaginings over different properties. Nightwing and Batgirl are on point for me. Nightwing is just so him. I would accept this dude as a mainline Nightwing even outside of Lego context. Batgirl plays off him perfectly, and I can see why they usually get put together in these films. It is so obvious that they've been putting up with Batman's absurdity for over a decade, and it has messed up their priorities so badly. Also, did they not wonder about Jason this whole time? What did they think happened to him? Answer me, Lego Batman. Finally, and arguably most importantly, Jason. Obviously, a lot of his angst is dialed back. They channeled his daddy issues into good old pure gamer rage. He's just fun. Peak middle child behavior from him this whole movie. I want an entire movie about whatever gamer rage Jason was doing during his transition from this to this. I only wish he was more emo. Don't be scared, Lego Batman. Let Jason have his assassin phase. You let Batman do it. I want Jason to learn how to explode people and leave them in pieces while still conscious and living, unable to do anything but watch. You know, like Batman did a few movies ago. He deserves it, as a treat. Do any of you have memories of these movies? Did you see this one? Tell me about it in the comments section. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. I've been on a Batman kick recently, so expect more of that soon. But the next video should be non-DC. If you want to be around for that one, make sure to like and subscribe. The last video did way better than I expected, so I'm planning some more fun stuff for you guys in the future. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and good night.